Quid pro quo, Doctor.
Whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to, ever. Even if there's a fire.
This week's Flick of the Week is the 2020 political satire film Irresistible. The film is directed by Jon Stewart and features an all-star cast of Steve Carell, Chris Cooper, Rose Byrne, Mackenzie Davis, and Brent Sexton. The film, which is available for rent on VOD and streaming platforms starting Friday, June 26th, tells the story of Democratic political strategist Gary Zimmer, who's played by Steve Carell, who sees a YouTube clip of a small-town veteran making an impassioned case against voter ID requirements. Zimmer decides to fly to Wisconsin and convince the man, whose name is Jack Hastings, played superbly by Chris Cooper, to run for mayor of his town as a Democrat. Now, what did I think worked about this movie? Number one for me was Chris Cooper. His performance, I was initially drawn to the film because Steve Carell was in it, but coming away from it, I thought that Chris Cooper was the best part. His character is soft-spoken. Carell definitely has the flashier part, the more outsized part, but there are a few moments in the film where Cooper's character, Jack Hastings, is able to deliver that monologue, and Cooper does a great job with it. So he was definitely my favorite part of the film. What I felt didn't work about the movie, there were two things. Number one, I was pretty slow to get off the ground. I felt like the first 20 minutes were kind of needless, frankly. They hit all of the predictable beats of big city, high-powered guy goes to Middle America and tries to figure out how to live like Middle America and connect with Middle America. And as I said, just very predictable, and that storyline is frankly played out at this point. The other thing that I felt didn't work was there's a very strange scene where a billionaire political donor visits with Jack Hastings' campaign, and they explain it as the character. It's so weird, you almost have to watch it to fully understand it. But they explain it as the guy has had several mini strokes, and he's basically being kept alive and upright by, essentially, he's RoboCop. He's got robotic limbs, a robotic voice. I honestly, I know I said that you have to see it to understand what's going on, but now that I think about it, even after seeing it, you still don't understand what's going on. I have no idea what Jon Stewart was going for in this scene. It wasn't funny at all. It was honestly just uncomfortable. That scene would have been on the cutting room floor for me almost immediately. So those are the two things that didn't work. And again, Chris Cooper's performance, I felt worked the best. He was my favorite part of the movie. Overall, why should you watch? Well, it's it's good for laughs, political satire of this current moment in America. There's a great line from Gary Zimmer, the Steve Carell character, toward the end of the film, talking about elections, where he says, elections are just math. I have to get as many people to vote for my guy as vote for the opponent, plus one. That's all it comes down to, is it's just math. And as you can imagine, Jon Stewart takes a pretty cynical view of politics and our electoral system in America, but he also makes some valid points on the heels of 2016 and the 2018 elections. Overall, on a 5-star scale, I'm going to go ahead and give Irresistible a 3.5 stars out of 5. Again, it's entertaining, it's good for laughs, it's certainly not a great movie by any stretch, but if you're looking for something to watch on VOD, I would definitely recommend checking out Irresistible. So that is our Flick of the Week, and I will see you guys back here next week for our next flick.